So let's talk about the kind of leadership we deserve and that we need and that we get. From the Daily Mail, Biden's dog Major bites another government employee on White House grounds while out for a walk 3 weeks after biting White House security guard. I'm gonna pass it off to you, Daniel, because you've trained dogs. I take it.
It just drives me absolutely crazy. I have 2 right now. I have fostered several dogs, but my better half has fostered, I would say, in the hundreds. He's been doing it for 30 years, right? I mean, fostering dogs, you have them for, sometimes 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. He rehabilitates them to get them to a good point so that they will be adopted into a permanent home. The fact that a 75-year-old, fairly senile man was given a 6-month-old German Shepherd male puppy as a prop. Right, I am mad at the Bidens for doing this. I'm mad at his handlers for doing this, but I am angriest at the foster group because the reason why there are so many dogs in fosters right now being held in pens is because they are so stringent on who fosters a dog, and they are pretty strict. Right, you can't get a dog pretty easily. But this guy somehow got one, and he got a difficult one. Right? German Shepherds are wonderful dogs, but they are by nature protective dogs. They are guardians, and they are alphas. They're dominants, right? And Joe Biden is no alpha. No matter how many aviators he wears, the leather jackets, the rhetoric, come on, man. I'll challenge you to push-ups right now. That is all bluster. And a dog is not as stupid as the American press corps. And that dog is like, well, guess what, B-itch? I am the alpha of this family. Joe Biden's not disciplining me. Jill is not disciplining. Hunter is off doing something else. I am in charge of this family, and that is why he is biting. And that's sad.
2 people?
Yes.
Okay, that you might have to consider putting the dog down.
No,
from my experience, if a dog's
that is
a
the law
weapon.
in multiple states. I'm pretty sure it's the law in D.C.
Let me tell you something. When you are training a dog, especially a German Shepherd, if you are too weak, the dog will not obey you. German Shepherds are particularly tough. Yeah. These are soldier dogs, man. That's why cops use them. These are some of the most intelligent and strong dogs. Joe Biden, 78-year-old man being given these dogs, and you were right, as a prop.
Yeah, it was a prop because he wanted to look cool. They made a big deal about the fact that Trump didn't have a dog, and what man doesn't have a dog in the White House? The White House always has dogs. Obama got a dog, a Portuguese water dog, but it was still a dog, right? But
Leave the Portuguese water dogs alone.
No offense, all you Portuguese water dogs out there who are listening to Timcast.
Right.
But this was a prop. This was to make him look cool, and to get that talking point, he has a rescue dog. And I think it does a lot of damage to the rescue dog community because it scares people. But he should not have been given this dog. You can be 75 and foster a German Shepherd puppy if you have been doing this your whole life. If you know what you are doing.
If it's your full-time job.
And if you are retired, yeah. And I'm lucky that I work from home. I live on this farm. But one of my older blue heeler, which is a great dog, but also is a guardian dog. It's a cattle dog. It is an alpha dog. He's a year and a half, which is in dog years, 17, 18. And sometimes I will have to hold him down and yell at because he's like, I'm in charge. You know what? I'm going to do this. And he will push. And you have to push back if you want to. And now that's why my dog, which is a interesting breed, an aggressive, not aggressive, a happy, excitable breed, but it is as docile could be, that people come over and they're like, oh my gosh, your dog is so sweet. That's not a friggin' accident. My dog is sweet because it takes constant work. And this poor Major, can I have Major Biden, by the way? I will take Major off your hands because this dog is now probably going to get put down as a vicious dog, and it's not. He's got a stupid handler.
What if we send in the dog whisperer? Who's that guy? Caesar Milan.
Oh. Why? So Biden is on another reality show.
All right, let's do it,
dude. Come on. Humans are being given a really bad name lately. Because I was talking about this on one of my earlier segments. There's this really, really awful video where a 65-year-old Asian woman is walking to church, and some guy just brutally beats her, just stomping on her head.
Can't even watch it. It's disgusting.
It's horrifying. And these 2 security guards just watch, and then one of them walks over and closes the door, even after the attacker leaves. Some people are like, oh, he didn't want to. The security guards couldn't intervene because they could get in trouble or be liable. And people were like, dude, the attacker leaves, and the woman is writhing on the ground and like raising her hand. And they come and close the door and walk away. They could have got on their phones and called somebody, didn't do anything. And I'm sitting here like, humans are doing really dumb stuff right now. and animals are starting to look a whole lot better. So you have this incident with the German Shepherd. Joe Biden was given this dog. It was a prop, as you said. They were like, look at this guy with this dog. And then the dog does dog stuff. And now it's just another news cycle. And I'm thinking about this story with this Asian lady. And even a rooster will run and fight predators to protect chickens.
After it warns the chickens.
It will
make a certain call and the chickens will run in, which is great.
But we have people these days that are incapable. They're weak. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you have a culture of people who just stand there and watch a 65-year-old woman be brutally beaten on the street and they won't do anything, and a rooster will. Something's going good with chicken society. It's not going good with our society because we vote for Joe Biden. Yeah. I don't mean we here on the show, but 80 million people vote for this guy. And then he ends up being given this dog he can't control. I'll tell you this, man. If he can't control a German Shepherd, how is he going to control Putin or Kim Jong-un? Yes. We are not doing well for ourselves when we're not electing even someone as capable as a rooster to protect us.
Yeah, exactly. That's extremely that is extremely well said.
Chicken society is going better than America.
Yeah.
Chicken City.
And you know, I'm sure they got this 6-month-old puppy, and German Shepherd puppies are adorable, as most puppies are. But they do grow up, and it's like people who have kids, and they're like, well, this will be fun. That's why I hate that MTV show, Teen Mom, because I think it glorifies how cool it is to be 15 or 16 and have a kid, and I think it does a great disservice because kids do grow up, and if they don't grow up in a good environment, and I'm just saying in a good environment, we'll leave it at that. And not Hunter Biden. Well, he didn't grow up in a great environment either. No. But Major Biden, the dog, has now had 3 years not in a good environment, with an undisciplined environment. And look at where he is.
Does that maybe explain Hunter Biden?
You know, there's an awful lot of going on in Hunter Biden, and I will just say this, and it's going to be a little bit moralistic, and I apologize, but I'm just going to throw it out there. The laptop stuff is bad. The Chinese firms are bad. The Ukrainian firms is bad. That you are sleeping with your dead brother's wife and her sister simultaneously while you are fathering a child with a stripper, you are a bad person.
Jeez.
Period.
Yeah. I mean,
period. I have lots of sisters-in-law. I couldn't imagine, well, for a couple reasons, but I couldn't imagine my brother dying and being like, you know what, she's looking pretty good, and then dating their sister simultaneously and having a child with a stripper, and we're supposed to just pretend this is totally normal.
Well,
nope, not allowed to discuss it.
You know what's kind of weird about it
Family
too
business.
is like it's
vile.
It's his sister-in-law, so it's like, you know, he's hooking up with his sister-in-law. And I thought about how weird it would be that they're like walking around in a relationship and they both have the last name Biden.
Yeah.
And they're not married.
And their kids are first cousins, but now they're stepbrother and sister.
What the heck?
So it's like, so what does your dad know? Is like, is it Uncle Daddy?
Uncle Daddy.
You know, exactly. You know,
I blame Joe, man.
And yes,
I'm just imagining like Joe Biden standing there with the dog and the dog bites a guy. And then the dog's like got the guy's arm and he's like, help me, Joe. And Joe looks at the dog and goes, come on, man. Yeah. And the dog just keeps going.
And it goes back to during the transition period when Biden had that cast on and he said, he got out of the shower and he pulled the dog's tail, which I've never pulled my dog's tail. That's just not something.
Wait, hold on.
You know,
why is the dog in the shower?
Well, it's a little, and why are you playing with your dog naked? Also, you could say, but my point is, these are the questions that when Ivanka tweeted a photo of her 2-year-old making a Lego house, they were like, we demand to know if he did this on his own or did he have help? And you're like, what's going on with the dog and the naked and the foot? And it's like, no. And the son. It's like, no, not off limits. Family is off limits.
Joe Biden was in the shower with the dog in the bathroom. And he opens the shower and tries to grab the dog's tail.
You think it was a towel?
And yes,
God!
And that's how he sprained or broke his foot.
I think the dog might have bit him.
I think that maybe the dog jumped on him. You know, maybe the dog is trying to be the alpha, which is what I think probably happened.
Or the dog just jumped on him because it's a dog and fell over because he's 78.
Yeah,
big German Shepherd.
But there's something not being told. Is the point.
Sure. Well, I'm going to put it this way. I'm imagining Joe Biden. Oh, I don't want to be imagining this.
No,
I'm imagining from outside the shower, and I can't see within the shower.
Yes.
Joe Biden is in there. He has the door open, and the dog walks in and is sitting there for some reason. And then Joe, in his senility, goes like, he reaches and sees the tail and thinks the tail's a towel and starts pulling on it.
Yeah.
And the dog yanks him and he falls forward. And I'm kind of like, I mean, it's a little Benny Hill, but maybe, maybe it's a weird story.
It's a very weird
I'm thinking
story.
he pulled the shower curtain open. The dog was like excited to see him, and he maybe even was like, "Yeah, come here." And the dog knocked him
Why is
down.
the dog in the
that makes a lot of
bathroom?
Well,
sense.
exactly.
Why is the dog in the bathroom?
And that's the rule. Like
He's
no
got
dog
separation anxiety.
No dogs in the bathroom. Like I am a sometimes a little bit even prudish. Like bathroom time, my time. Like my one dog will try to knock on the door all the time. I'm like, nope, outside. Like bathroom. No matter what's going on in the bathroom, no one needs to be privy to it. Animal, person.
I gotta ask. Maybe that was the first sign that the dog should have been taken away.
Yeah.
When we were like, "Why is the dog in the shower?" like we're outside the shower or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, Joe?
But now you see why Vladimir Putin is challenging him to a live conversation that has to be streamed on YouTube in real time. And it's like maybe this is why. I mean, and I'm not mocking his senility, because we all have family members who have gone through it and we witnessed it. I have a grandmother, I have a great aunt, I've seen it before. It's heartbreaking, and it may happen to me one day. But I tweeted this actually a couple weeks ago. I like to think the person I am married to loves me enough at least that when I am senile, they will protect me from myself and not parade me around for the world to see. And what is happening to him right now in real time, we are witnessing, and no one loves him enough to say this is not right. And that's tragic.
But listen, it's everything we talked about. It's weakness. It's people saying, "I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to stick my neck out." It's the security guard saying, I'm not going to help this woman.
Brilliant.
It's Joe
brilliant.
Biden's own family
Yep.
not telling him to sit down and shut up. Joe, you're too old. It's time to come home.
Yeah.
Listen, man, he served in government, 47 years.
Yeah.
I was saying this when he was running. It's like, Joe, thank you for your service. I'm not a fan of Joe Biden or his policies, but I get it. We're gonna be respectful and say it's been a great 47 years. You're 77 years old. We got a nice little rocking chair in the sunroom for you. We'll get you a nice little blanket for your lap, and you can read some books, maybe play some Candy Crush or whatever it is. I don't know. You probably need big glasses because he's pretty old.
Yeah.
Instead, everyone around him is like, you should be the president.
Poor Joe.
And now we're at the point where it's the Biden-Harris administration.
Yeah.
Even and I wonder. I genuinely wonder if Joe doesn't understand what's happening around him.
I don't know. I mean, you look at that summit recently in Alaska. Now, he wasn't present there, but his administration was, and China just basically laughed at us on our own territory. You look at these comments from Vladimir Putin. You look at the increasing hostility from Iran, and you say the world is not the slightest bit concerned with him. And so the collectivist world, the UN, is pushing the Paris Accords, the climate change stuff. Heck, we don't even have the backbone to stand up and say, let's not have the Olympics in China because they have 2 million Uyghur slaves who they are beating and raping on a daily basis. And we're like, nah, it's cool, man. Make another Disney movie there.
To be fair, and with respect, the Biden administration did issue sanctions on some Chinese officials from the Xinjiang region. So I can give credit for that.
Good. Absolutely.
Right.
We give credit.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope it's the right strategy. I say it that way because I'm like, listen, I'm glad he's doing something.
Yeah.
And I hope it's the right move. It might not work. It might backfire. It may work perfectly. I'm glad the Biden administration is at least doing something.
Yeah.
And I wonder if what was really going on is that China was this growing, threat to the U.S., to the world for a lot of reasons. And we ignored it mostly because it didn't sell, right? You want to run for office, you don't got to talk about China. You talk about all these other issues. We mentioned the other day I was watching Man of the Year with Robin Williams. There's this scene where he's complaining. He's like, they're talking about an amendment to the Constitution to ban flag burning, while 4 million illegal aliens cross our border. And that was Robin Williams saying that, mind you, so it was really interesting. But that's the point he's bringing up. When it comes to politics, they're going to come out and they're going to be like, oh, look at all these problems we have. And then Trump comes out and goes, China. and he starts that narrative. And now all of a sudden people have started to realize this. There have been polls showing that even a small percentage, like a decent, I think it's like 30% of Democrats are worried about China, mostly Republicans, but now to the point where Joe Biden's realizing the sentiment and the focus on China has become too much to ignore. So now he kind of has no choice.
Yeah.
It's a remnant of the Trump era policies he has to maintain. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.